Hello, everybody. I'm so excited. This is Susan Bradley Portfield, co-creator and founder of Partners at Play. And today I have the amazing opportunity and honor to interview one of the best people that I know, Miss Beth Myers. She is a leader. She paves the way for women and girls to really step into their own power and shine in the way that only they can. Beth has been an educator for 30 years. She is the founder and creator of Arrival Coaching. You probably have heard of her show, Flip It Friday. And she also created an interview series where each month she interviews a person that is creating change in the world through her Thrive movement. And I am really excited to talk to her today because she has so much going on that I just want to share it. So I am not going to waste any more time. I'm going to introduce you to Miss Beth Myers. Hello, my lovely friend.
Hello, Susan. It is so nice to be with you today, and thank you for this invitation. And I'm very honored and touched by the introduction you just shared.
Well, I could have gone a little more, but I think that'll come out in our interview because I really am so excited to share what you're up to with the world because what you do matters and it makes such a difference in the lives of so many people. And that's why, that's what drew me to connect with you. And we've been playing together on a weekly basis for over a year now, right?
Right. Yes. Yes, we
And
have.
you are such a support to me personally, and I
Thank
just have so much gratitude in my heart for all that you give to me and give to everyone that you connect to, and all you bring to the world. So you have just been on fire this year, right? So I'm
you.
so excited for what 2018 is going to bring to you. I'm just going to talk a little bit about a few of the projects that you have done this year. Um, you have your show Flip It Friday, which is a huge success. It's like, I don't even watch TV, but I do everything I can to be, watch Flip It Friday every Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time,
Mhm.
because you take the lyrics of a song and you flip it.
Mhm.
And then with your this is a Facebook Live, so it's a very interactive conversation about what the lyrics mean to us and to you. And then we talk about it, and it's just so fresh and relevant and so a great conversation starter so that you can talk about empowerment, right?
Mhm.
um, and being kind, not only to other people, but being kind out in the world and how you show up, right?
Yeah.
So you have Flip It Friday is very successful, and I know so many people that really look forward to watching your show. And if they can't catch it, they always catch the replay. So if you haven't heard of Beth's show yet, you should definitely connect with her page, Arrival Coaching. And she also, her website is arrivalcoaching.com.
Mhm.
And, you know, Beth for, Beth stands for empowerment.
Mhm.
Okay. that's who she is and what she does. And it shows up in everything that she does, whether she is talking to middle school students about empowerment and bullying, or whether she's talking about the lyrics of a song and, you know, what that means to you, or whether she's doing her one-on-one coaching, or her newest group is what we're going to be talking about. She has created this amazing, beautiful space for women and girls, mothers and daughters, called Real Girls Connected. And I just love it. I just love it, right? So,
Thank you.
yes. So you have been a very busy lady. I mean, I could go on and on about the things that you've been doing this year, but we don't have that much time. So, but I do want to talk today to you about your Real Girls Connected, because that really is turning into a movement, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about, why it's so important to you that women and girls come together in this way.
Yeah. Well, I so appreciate all that you just shared, and it was like nice to sit and listen to somebody else say, "Oh, you've been really busy. You've done a lot just in this last year." And I feel like I've been preparing for this time and season in my life to be able to reach many more people. I worked with thousands and thousands of children and families and school staff over the 30 years that I worked in the school system. And that gave me a really unique perspective in especially looking at the relationships between girls. I was one of 3 girls growing up. My mom and my dad always believed in the greatness of each of us and held that vision for us reaching our greatness, even when we didn't feel it inside. And growing up as a young girl, there were times when I did not feel valued. I did not feel, I was being bullied, where my friends were my friends one day and then not my friend the next. I spent a lot of time in middle school in my locker crying between classes and then trying to pull it together to go to class, which then resulted in really not being true to myself, trying to please other people and being that ultimate people pleaser, which resulted in, hey, you're the friendliest person, you're the nicest person, but it always hurt my heart to see people excluded. And it hurt my heart to see the dynamics between girls and, being held in that light of, you're great, but then not feeling that inside. Yeah. And then I saw that as a school educator. I was a teacher, a first grade teacher for 6 years, actually, before I became a school counselor. And I just saw these dynamics that were just not serving girls in particular to be their best selves. And some of it is societal stereotypes and mores of how girls are supposed to be. I grew up thinking girls don't get angry. Well, I was like, well, what do you do with this anger that I have inside of myself? Right. And handle it in a positive way. And, I stuffed a lot of it. And it took my own journey of empowerment, of me making a choice to say, I choose life, I choose joy, and I choose to step into who I truly am. And that's been a journey really since my first year of teaching back in 1985. And being able to, back in the 80s, but being able to really expand my vision of what it means to be a woman, what it means to be true to myself, how to show self-care and to step out of that role of being a people pleaser, feeling flattened by what other people's agendas are sometimes, and just kind of going along with it, even though it didn't resonate for me or wasn't true for me.
Let's talk about that for
Yeah.
a minute.
Sure.
Because you're right. Like when I was growing up, we were taught, right? And I know my mom was taught, my grandmother was taught, right?
Right.
That women, we're supposed to put everyone first. Like we're to take care of our man and take care of our children and take care of our house. And then women's lib came, and now we have to take care of our career, right?
Right.
But we have to play nice, right?
Yes.
Girls, sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yes.
And, you know, that's a lot of freaking pressure.
Yes, it is.
So I know what you mean, because, you know, when I was growing up as well, there was a lot of competition between other girls, right? And you had to be a certain way, and you had to dress a certain way. And if you didn't, you weren't cool. And when you weren't cool, you were bullied, right? I was bullied. You were bullied.
Yes.
So yeah, let's open that up, because right now things are shifting. Do you feel it?
Yes, I do. I've seen huge differences in, the 30 plus years that I was in the educational system, and seeing, helping to break open really some of those stereotypes and prejudices that surrounded roles of girls, roles of boys. Actually doing lessons with kids in third grade about the roles. And then in dealing with bullying, it was a lot of educating about the roles that we step into. You know, we step into these disempowered roles a lot of times. And, that has just been a passion of mine, of helping people step into that role to really be real. And my term for real is real empowerment allows love.
Oh, I love that.
I've always talked with kids about being real guys, real girls, talked about the roles that we step into, being that king bee or that queen bee or that two-faced friend, or, and those are just roles that we step into. But we always have choice. We always have choice to step into a more empowering role, a role that serves ourselves and others in a much more powerful and kinder, actually, way. Because you talked about self-care, that women traditionally have tended to put their own self-care on the back burner.
Yes.
And
still, right?
Yes.
Still.
Yeah. That's a huge topic of a need for women who try and do it all, and there is such a thing as being able to have it all, but it has to be defined by how you choose to define that. It's not about how society chooses to define that. It's really up to you.
Right. Real empowerment allows love.
Yes.
Like, I just feel the power in that, right? Because it's about putting your own mask on first, right?
Yes. Well, that's, the oxygen mask on a plane. What do they tell you? If you're a parent with a child, put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then place it on your child, because you can't help anybody else if you're not helping yourself.
But our instinct as women is to put the mask on everybody else before us, right?
That's right. Yeah,
so
definitely.
In the last few years, I've shifted myself into understanding that, by trying to please everybody else, it wasn't working so well for me. It wasn't working out so well, right?
Yeah, I've had that realization too.
But once I started to honor myself first, then everybody else seemed to be much happier.
Yeah, it's amazing how that truly does work. And it's allowing things to shift and change from how we think it's always supposed to have been, or how it always has been, or how we think it's supposed to be.
Yes. So talk about, like, I know you've expressed that, Real Girls Connected is like birthing your baby,
It
right?
is. It is. And, the interesting thing is I've never been a mother. I have mothered many, many children
And
over
adults.
adults, as well as nieces and nephews, and giving love and kindness. They just don't happen to live in my home. My fur babies do. But I feel like there is just this healing and growth and empowerment that can occur for women and girls, because all of us are daughters.
Yeah.
I am always a daughter. I work with many mothers and have heard many scenarios of things that they struggle with, as well as from the child's perspective, and seeing things play out in the dynamics between other girls. We talk about it as girl drama a lot of times. And it's not that boys can't have drama either, because boys can have drama too, and boys and girls together can have drama. But
Yes.
there's this energy around the feminine perspective, an energy that is brought to relationships. And I truly believe that there are opportunities and possibilities to help shift that. And that's one of the reasons why I created the Real Girls Connected private Facebook group. Because I just feel like we have to start with each of ourselves and share that with our own mother, our own daughter. If you're a mentor, one of your mentees who happens to be a girl, or you and your friends can be a part of that. I mean, we all have the commonality of being women, or women and girls.
Yes. Yes. So talk to me about the dynamics of the group. Like, what is your vision for
Yeah.
Real Girls? Because I've shared my vision. Like, I see Real Girls Connected on purses,
Yes,
on
yes, you have.
clothing, on,
Right.
like, because when I think of Real Girls Connected, right, it's like
Mm-hmm.
breaking free
Yes.
from those those boundaries that were put in place eons and eons ago for women, and finally we broke through,
Mm-hmm.
and now we really can be real girls. And
Right. Right.
yeah, so talk about your vision for Real Girls Connected on the bigger. I know it's more than a group, right? So
Yes,
speak
it
to
is.
that.
Yeah, it's really all about what the results are that I provide from the empowerment coaching and mentoring that I do. And that may be through speaking with large groups of children or adults. But it's mainly geared toward women and girls, mothers and daughters, to help them stand in their power and their light, like you talked about at the very beginning, and doing that with pride, feeling that pride of being a woman, being a girl. And it really helps them move from very sometimes disempowered roles into being those real
Yeah.
girls, and helping them shift to embrace their true greatness. You know, go ahead.
Yeah. What you've created is this movement,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been just kind of like the reception area up
Yes.
till this point,
Yes.
where you're getting to know the people in your group and
Mm-hmm.
they're getting to know you. And meanwhile, through what you're learning and observing, right, you've created
Yes.
some amazing things that will be coming up very, very shortly.
Yes.
So, but this really is what you're creating is a
Mm-hmm.
global movement, because
Yeah.
up until now,
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, as a girl, you know, we've shifted, but nobody has taught us what that means. And some people are not exactly sure how
Right.
to go from putting themselves last to putting themselves first, and understanding that that's good for everyone. Right?
Yes, very true. And, you know, one of the things that really helps us embrace our own greatness is really shifting the perspective, just like I do with Flip It Friday, is
Right.
getting people to think about, and for me to think about, the lyrics and what might be some of the meaning that I can gain from that, that you can gain from that. You know, and it may not always be the same, but my vision is for women and girls to take that action to approach life with gratitude, with kindness, and knowing that there are multiple possibilities and choices that you always have. And their communication becomes more powerfully authentic. It's releasing that drama. Labels get peeled off and backed.
Oh, labels
Each
get
yeah,
peeled off.
each real girl to be able to thrive in their life and to support one another. And, you know, it's like, who do you know that desires to create deeper and real relationships with other women and girls, maybe their mother, maybe their daughter? And I'm looking for people that have that courage and desire to be part of a Thrive movement that begins with their own relationship within themselves, their own personal relationships, and then those interpersonal relationships with women at large. And so starting in this Real Girls Connected group is a perfect way in my mind to be able to start that process. And, you know, the individual coaching that I do and the group coaching that I will be doing, those are some of the results that will be created, and I have seen be created in different interactions and opportunities get to work with different women and girls and mothers and daughters.
I really just want to kind of go back because I do know you, right, on a personal level,
Yeah.
but because, you know, you're so put together, and you have stepped into your own power, and you do teach empowerment to others, and you go to schools and you talk about bullying, and you have your Thrive movement every month, you know. So, but, you know, you haven't always had it easy. And
No.
so, you know, I know that you've had like the point where everything shifted for you when you just said, you know what, enough. So can you just share a little bit about your story of of
Sure.
why, you know, why what you're doing is so important?
Yeah, yeah. I think, you know, some people will say to me sometimes, Beth, are you happy all the time? And it's like, no, I'm not. But I'm grateful that that's what the energy that you're seeing, because that's my goal, is to stay in those higher vibrational states. But just like everybody else, every human being, there are always those dips and valleys. And there have been many of those in my life. You know, my first year of teaching, I almost quit. I almost ran my car into a tree on purpose and didn't want to be here because I felt I'd failed. I felt I was not being successful at being a teacher. And the best gift that I ever did was listen to my angels, my guides, whoever was talking to me. It could be God, you know. A voice said, go to your parents. And I did. I rang the doorbell and I shared with them what I was experiencing, and they just embraced me with such love and support to get me help, because I was feeling very depressed and I was not sure where to turn next. And, you know, getting support through therapy, getting support from my principal, who said, Beth, I know you can be a good teacher and I'll do whatever it takes to help support you. And that meant the world to me. My parents still saw that greatness in me. They said, Beth, if you want to quit. But, you know, we will support you in anything that you need to help you move through this challenging time.
But to have that, right?
Yeah.
To be in that moment
Mhm.
where you just want to leave the earth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's all that pressure, right?
Yeah.
That pressure
Hmm.
of feeling like you have to be perfect, that
Yeah.
you have to know it all, that you
Hmm.
have to be it all. And you,
Yes.
right? And
Right.
and, and so I love that you created this Real Girls Connected, because
Mhm.
you're giving the women and the girls permission to say, you know what? It's okay to feel your emotions,
Yes.
and it's
Mhm.
okay to feel down. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
And, and we all experience those emotions, and it's having a safe community or people that you know will hear you. I wasn't sure if my parents were going to judge me, and I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out, but I always knew that they loved me. And despite differences that we've had, I know that they always held that greatness, that I was great in what I was doing. And, even if that changed course, that was okay. And that helped me to gain that strength and that courage to be true to myself and to be able to make choices that were in my best interest and help me be true to myself. And I believe that every woman and girl needs to know that there are places and people that can support them with whatever is going on, with whatever the challenge may be, the feelings that they might be experiencing. And by having the power of a group to support us and inspire us,
yeah.
that is a gift that we can give one another by just holding that space and creating a space where that can occur.
Yes. So, we've talked, and so I've
Mm-hmm.
had my own very low moment as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And it's just knowing that we can be perfectly imperfect,
Yeah.
right?
That's right. That's right.
And it's okay. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just such, for you, I mean, I can't even imagine if you did give up or if I gave up, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we do help so many people in the
Mm-hmm.
world now, right?
Yes. Yes, that's right.
With our own stories and our own struggles and our own realizations,
Mm-hmm.
um, that, real empowerment allows
Mm-hmm.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's that self-love as well
Yes.
as allowing love from other people. And a lot of times we allow the love from other people much more easily than we do the love for ourselves, because that gets mixed up with being narcissistic, or that's not a good thing to have that self-love. It's being egotistical, or stuck on yourself, or whatever somebody may want to judge that as. But we're not talking about that.
I'm so happy you brought that up, right? Because
Right.
when we did praise ourselves,
Yeah.
when we were
Oh,
younger, we were
right.
considered stuck up,
Right.
vain,
Mhm. We were
selfish,
bragging about ourselves.
right? Like, who are
Yeah.
you? Right?
Right.
Who are
Right.
you? So now
Mhm.
it's like the shift has taken such a
Mhm.
turn
Yes.
where you must celebrate yourself, right?
Yes.
You must take those moments to say,
Mhm.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, I love myself.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then when you can do that for yourself, you show
Mhm.
up so much more for other people. And
Very
that's where
true.
you're at, right? And it's so
Yeah.
exciting. So
Yeah.
I know some awesome stuff is coming up for the Real
Yeah.
Girls Connected group. So do
Yeah.
tell, please.
Okay, I shall. And you're the first to hear about it, because I'm
Yay.
hoping to release it this evening or tomorrow, the actual
Oh,
link for participating in this, but it's
Nice.
open to the women and girls that are in my Real Girls Connected Facebook group. There's about 230 women, mainly women, that are in the group. And I certainly invite any other women and girls that are interested in being part of a supportive community that really focuses on inspiration and encouragement to be true, be you. That it is a safe place to be. And this Real Girls Challenge is going to be a 5-day challenge that begins next Sunday. So the Sunday after Thanksgiving, if you're in the U.S. And
So that's the 26th.
The 26th, thank you. And it will go until Thursday, the 30th, November 30th, the last day of November. And what that will look like is if you've said that, yes, you'd like to participate in that, we will be shifting the focus in the Real Girls Connected group from the regular programming that I have, where, I invite people to, post their favorite meme that's focused on the empowerment word of the week, or post a video or a throwback Thursday picture of you and your daughter or your mother, from to kind of illustrate the word of the week. So we're going to take a break from that and go into being able to answer 2 prompts that will be emailed to your inbox that gets you thinking about 2 aspects. And it's called the GG Challenge, which is gratitude and your greatness and gratitude. And I've got Gigi here. Gigi is the mom, but we also have the daughter, to bring forth your greatness and your gratitude. Can you see it okay on the screen?
No, lift it up a little bit.
Okay. Sorry.
Hi, Gigi. I love your earrings. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Had fun putting her together. And so it's just reminding us that there'll be a quick little process to help you focus on your greatness, how you can bring forth your greatness that day and moving forward. And then there will be a gratitude process, because one of the things that research has shown about happiness and joy in particular is that when you can show, the number one way to do that is through gratitude or some kind of being thankful process. And what it does is the research shows that it increases your positive emotions. It can decrease depression, increase your relationship satisfaction, and increase your resilience. And so all of those are just such important pieces of living your life more joyfully and happily every day. So by incorporating kind of a jump start to some gratitude practices they're not going to take very long. They're going to be, I know it's a busy time, it's moving into the holiday season. And so I want to make it quick and easy, but something that gets you to focus for 10 to 15 minutes a day on your greatness and your gratitude. And the Real Girls Connected group will actually have a thread that people can post whatever the prompt question is that I'm going to have in the email in that thread. And we're going to have a lot of fun with it. It's not going to be a serious kind of thing, and it's like homework and that kind of thing. It's really inviting you to play and inviting you to have your daughter join you to participate in it as well. If you and your sister's in California and your sister wants to participate, you doing it together, inviting a friend to do it. Maybe you're a part of Real Girls Connected and you'd like your sister to participate, inviting her, sending her the link for the Real Girls Connected group that I can approve them to join. Would love to have as many people bring energy to this, which really focuses on your own self-care, putting that oxygen mask on yourself to focus on your greatness, your gratitude, moving into the month of December. So that's what the Real Girls Connected 5-day challenge is.
Nice. So I know that you have like a little gift for those that are going to be participating.
Yes.
You talk about that. What is
Sure, sure. Well, I wanted to provide a little bonus for people that sign up for the Greatness and Gratitude Challenge. And I developed a process last December, um, which I practiced with my family during the month of December, and we called it the Joy Tree. And I've also diversified the process to be, if you don't celebrate Christmas or you want to do it at a different time of the year, it could be a joy basket. So there's two sets of directions, one for more of the Christmas holiday and creating a joy tree that you and your family could do together, that you yourself could do. And the directions will be in that email, which will be a bonus. And for me, what it did, last year was just a really challenging year. We lost my dad in June. And so it was the first Christmas that we were going to be having without my dad here physically with us. And, there's always highs and lows that you experience as you're going through that grieving process. And I wanted to move into the holidays with more joy, because joy was the word that just came to me as, I just want to feel more joyful. I don't want to be feeling sad and, be stuck in that for the holidays. So I made the conscious choice and kind of developed a little process that, really helped me to just bring forth such a different energy for the holiday. And I felt my dad's energy with me. And I'll be sharing some pictures and such of, what my joy tree process kind of looked like. And I thought, well, you know what, why not offer that to people that are participating in the challenge? Because then that gives, after the 5 days, it gives that energy and momentum to be able to continue that either in the month of December or anytime in the year that they decide that, hey, I'd like to start this.
That's so brilliant. And as you know, I lost my dad this year.
Yes.
So, I'm looking forward to your joy tree process, to help me through the holidays, because, it can be tough. And I have those moments where,
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't seem, like you just kind of want to check out of the holidays sometimes,
Yes. Yeah.
like, you guys go start without me.
Right.
But but I know that our dads would
Mm-hmm.
want us to feel joy in the
Yes.
holidays, because
That's right.
they love the holidays.
Oh, yes. Christmas was a huge holiday for my family. And
Yeah.
my parents always made it very special, and especially my dad with certain things that he did. And so I want to honor that and bring forth that energy of what he always helped bring to the holidays. And what better way to honor him
Right.
than by choosing to focus on joy.
So this is awesome. So, okay. So all the people that are already in Real Girls
Mm-hmm.
Connected, and I know your group is growing very
Yes.
quickly, which is awesome.
Thank you.
But seriously, if you want to be part of Real Girls Connected, the energy in there and the support and the love and that you feel in that group is just so amazing. So definitely just go to Facebook, type in Real Girls Connected,
Right.
and ask to join, and Beth will review and approve. And
Yes.
you can be part of this as well and bring more joy into your life on an everyday basis moving into the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you want to add, want to talk about?
I've always had a vision of wanting to create a global movement of not just affecting people that I worked with or the students that I worked with, that we're part of this larger world that we live in. And the internet and Facebook has shrunk that world for us. And
Yes.
we have these beautiful opportunities to connect. And being able to connect in an authentic and real way, real empowerment allows love. When
Yes.
we can do that with each other in a group, and then each of us spread those ripples into our own communities and with our own families, in our own relationships, with ourselves as well as with others, that's how we change the world. And that's why the Thrive movement I'm so passionate about, and want to continue to spread those ripples and connect with other change makers in our world and light workers in our world to join forces to lift up the greatness in each one of us. And one of the ways we can do that is through being grateful each and every day.
Yes, and starting with your challenge, right? And
Yeah, right.
recognizing your own greatness
Mm-hmm.
is the first step, right?
Yes, it is. It is.
I remember like when I first realized,
Mm-hmm.
that I have something to offer the world, you
Right.
know, and what a difference that made in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because to go back, we were never taught to look at our own self,
Right, right.
right?
The thing that I loved about being a school counselor is that as an elementary school counselor, we started teaching the things that we didn't have when we were in school, that weren't talked about, that weren't taught. About all your feelings are okay. It's what you do with them that counts, that you have a choice, that you have the ability to move in and out of roles, and you get to choose which role it is. Is it the role of showing kindness, or is it the
Yes,
role of doing unkind things? Is it
right.
the role of being helpful or not being very helpful? Is it the role of showing up and showing gratitude, being grateful for the experiences that you have, or not? We always had those choices, and helping kids recognize that they're in a different space than where we were. We
Right.
went to school. And I just can't wait to see what will happen for the future generations as we continue to evolve and shift in our awarenesses. And it really all comes back to each one of us. And we're never too old
I
to learn.
know, and I'm
We're
so
never too old.
excited. I'm so
Yeah.
excited that we're
Right.
we're at the forefront of this
Yes.
movement, right? Because
Yes.
that's something we have in common is
Mm-hmm.
bringing awareness and really stepping out and
Yeah.
stepping up into the fullness that we are,
Yeah.
and not being afraid to share with the
Mhm.
world, right?
Right.
So I'm so excited. So you do so much for the community as well. And, you go to schools and you talk about bullying and you
Mm-hmm.
bring awareness. So, I mean, you have this way of connecting with everyone, right? Even those teenagers that normally shut out
Yeah.
adults, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have this way of engaging with them, which is so beautiful. And so, moms, if you don't think your children would want to be, your girls would want to be part of this Real Girls Connected group and this Real Girls Connected challenge, you really don't know Beth. Because she has this way with uh, all ages that they just feel safe to open up and to show their emotions and to be who they really are. And so she can, if you're struggling with your young teen or not knowing how to communicate with your daughter, this challenge is just the thing to
Mm-hmm.
get you started on to better communication, to releasing the labels, and to just allow. Real empowerment allows love, and that's where it leads. So definitely connect. And if they want to, tune in to Flip It Friday, they
Mhm.
can go to arrivalcoaching.com, right? And they can sign up to receive the lyrics in their inbox and
Mhm.
participate on Fridays, right?
Right, and
And
that's on the Facebook page. And then they can also go to www.arrivalcoaching.com. Yes.
excellent, excellent. And I know that you're going to be giving out prizes too
Mm-hmm.
for those that are participating in the challenge. So
Yes.
um, she's not talking. I already tried.
Yes, there are some things that need to be surprises.
Right. So,
Uh,
but I really encourage all women and girls to grab your sister, grab your mother, grab your daughter, and just participate in this challenge and have fun.
yeah.
Like, and it will really, just make your holidays that much more joyful. And I'm really excited to see, to just see how Real Girls Connected is evolving, as well as Beth stepping into the leader she was always born to be.
Thank you.
So, is there anything else that you want to say before we wrap up?
I just want to say thank you, Susan, and thank you for those of you that are watching. And I just appreciate this time and opportunity to talk about how to tap into your own greatness and include that gratitude piece to care for yourself so that you can care for
Yes.
others.
Yes. So thank you for everything that you bring to this world. And I just love you so much. And I'm so grateful that I do get to play with you all the time
Yeah.
and that we are growing and bringing our messages to the world together and walking that journey, you know, witnessing the birthing of our own creations has been such a joy for me. And so thank you so much for agreeing um, to allow me to take this time to bring your message to the world. So thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you, Susan, for all the ways that you serve the world and serve us as coaches.
Well, thank you. And again, if you want to reach Beth, you can go to arrivalcoaching.com. Her Facebook page for Flip It Friday is Arrival Coaching. And or connect, Real Girls Connected, and request to join. And Beth will review and admit you into the group, and you can be part of that amazing energy and this incredible movement of empowerment. So with that said, many, many blessings. Happy Thanksgiving. I love you all. Honor yourself always and have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you.